If you know someone is hurting, would you stay silent to protect an image? Or would you speak up, even if it means reopening a wound that's long been hidden? This question became the focus of millions of fans worldwide when Jungkook, the usually quiet and protective member of BTS, suddenly revealed the darker side of his friend Jimin's life and left the entire ARMY community in a stunned, near speechless state of emotion. That moment didn't happen on a grand stage or during an official press conference, but rather during a simple online communication session from the military base where Jungkook is currently serving his mandatory military duty. What was initially thought to be just a lighthearted, nostalgic interaction with fans quickly turned into a confession that shook emotions. With a hoarse voice and somber gaze, Jungkook mentioned Jimin's name in an unusual tone. He paused, took a breath, and uttered the sentence that broke the silence. "I know I shouldn't talk about this, but I can't stay quiet anymore." That statement immediately became the eye of an emotional storm. Jungkook revealed that for years, Jimin had been hiding a heavy inner struggle. Behind his warm smile and the camera spotlight, Jimin was enduring immense mental pressure. There were nights when I saw him sitting silently in the corner of our hotel room, staring blankly at his phone. He wasn't crying hysterically. He was just quiet, and that was more frightening than anything, said Jungkook, his eyes beginning to tear up. Fans, commonly known as ARMY, who tuned into the broadcast couldn't hold back their tears. Not just because of Jimin's pain being revealed, but also because of Jungkook's courage in choosing to speak out. This wasn't just gossip or stage drama. This was the reality of a human silently suffering and a friend who decided to stay silent no longer. According to Jungkook, the weight Jimin carried peaked during BTS's last world tour, which coincided with the pandemic era. Isolation, professional pressure, and public expectations made Jimin even more withdrawn. He once asked me, "If I disappear, will ARMY still love BTS?" That sentence was a gut punch to anyone who heard it. No one expected that someone as strong and cheerful as Jimin was secretly battling such heavy feelings. Jungkook's words sparked an extraordinary wave of solidarity from fans around the world. They expressed regret for not realizing sooner and a deeper love than ever before. They began to ask themselves, have we truly cared all this time, or were we just enjoying a perfect performance on screen? A few days later, Jimin finally appeared officially. In a video released by the agency, he sat in a modest room with warm lighting, wearing casual clothes far from any glamorous impression. He didn't try to hide his emotions. "I didn't expect Jungkook to say it, but after seeing his reaction, I knew he did it because he cares," said Jimin, calm yet deeply moving. Jimin admitted that the pressure of being a public figure and idol had blurred the lines between himself as an ordinary person and himself as Jimin of BTS. He had tried to be strong for too long, to be a source of encouragement for others, while silently holding onto an emptiness within. "There were days when I felt like I was walking without direction. But Jungkook, he was like an anchor when I was starting to sink." That confession didn't just confirm Jungkook's statement, but opened a new chapter in how the world sees K-pop idols. No longer just symbols of perfection, they are humans with wounds, fears, and emotional needs like anyone else. And the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook was no longer seen as mere friendship, but as a bond that saved a life. The other BTS members also showed support. RM wrote a heartfelt message about the importance of courage in opening up. Jin sent a letter from the military, expressing his pride in Jimin's sincerity. Suga, in his straightforward style, said, "Scars aren't weaknesses. They're proof you survived." J-Hope posted a photo of them together accompanied by a short but meaningful quote, "We are never alone." The overwhelming public response prompted Big Hit Entertainment to launch a global initiative titled Soul Talk, Healing with BTS, a program providing a safe virtual space for fans to talk, share, and seek professional help related to mental health. This program became a revolutionary movement in South Korea's entertainment industry, which has long been known to conceal its artists' psychological struggles. The impact was profound. A number of other K-pop artists began to speak up about their struggles. Entertainment agencies began collaborating with permanent psychologists and counselors. Mental health discussions even began to enter public spaces in Korea, something previously considered taboo. But above all, what was most touching was the change in how ARMY loved BTS. If that love was once perhaps filled with admiration for appearance and achievements, now it was filled with empathy, appreciation, and a more mature understanding. They no longer loved just the idols on stage, but the humans who dared to be vulnerable and kept going. This story isn't just about a secret revealed. It's a story about the courage to tell the truth amidst suffocating expectations. About a friend who chose to save someone, even at great risk. About a star who no longer wants to hide his wounds. And about millions of people learning that to love also means to accept, to understand, and to heal together. Now, as Jimin stands once again, perhaps still wounded, but no longer alone, the world no longer sees him merely as a soft-voiced singer and captivating dancer. They see him as someone who once fell but chose to rise. And together with Jungkook, they have shown that even in a world full of glitter, there is a light that can only be found through honesty and genuine love. However, after the emotional waves subsided, an equally important question emerged. Did all of this really happen? Or could it be that this is merely a narrative crafted to evoke sympathy, stir public emotion, and ultimately maintain BTS's position as a global phenomenon amidst an increasingly competitive entertainment industry? The revelation by Jungkook regarding Jimin's mental condition certainly sounds humane and touching. But let's pause for a moment and ask, how much of this story can truly be verified? Don't we live in an era where a single clipped TikTok video can be interpreted as proof, and an emotional tweet on Twitter can be taken as confirmation? It needs to be underlined that the circulating information about Jungkook's confession and Jimin's response does not come from a single official interview or press conference verified by journalistic standards. Many of the widely spread video clips originate from re-uploaded live sessions, edited or captioned with potentially biased interpretations. In fact, some of the viral narratives were born from emotional fan reactions on TikTok and Twitter, not from valid, verified data. Then comes the big question: are we witnessing the truth? Or merely enjoying a story so well constructed that it feels real? This is where our critical reflection as information consumers becomes vital. Emotions may touch us, but reason must remain intact. Is it possible that this story, despite being deeply moving, is being used by certain parties to steer public opinion? Why did this story surface now, when BTS members are serving in the military and are not fully active in the entertainment world? Is this a strategy to ensure ARMY's emotional attachment doesn't fade during BTS's hiatus? Or is it that there truly was a hidden pain, only now brave enough to be revealed? Did Jimin truly say the words, "If I disappear, will ARMY still love BTS?" Or is that merely a free interpretation by fans reading his body language or facial expression in an old video? These kinds of questions are important to ask. Not to judge, nor to blindly suspect, but to protect ourselves from the traps of manipulative information. We're not discussing a cheap celebrity scandal. We're talking about mass psychology, public sensitivity toward mental health issues, and our ability as individuals to distinguish empathy from manipulation.